Hello, my name is Naya Hudson, and today I will be going over my animation project for the Mermaid Casino. So just to start, here's what my animation looks like. Alright, so I did have a couple issues when I was creating this project. The first one was the overall fact that my computer kept crashing every time I tried editing this project. So what ended up happening was my computer didn't have enough RAM to be running After Effects, and I troubleshot it as much as I could, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't working. And so because of that, I kind of had to blindly edit certain areas. So the first two cards, the Queen and the King, they're pretty smooth. But after that, that's when my computer started to kind of just combust. And so for the Jack card and for the Joker card, it was genuinely just trying to line up the keyframes to be similar to the first two, the Queen and the King. And kind of hoping and praying for the best because I couldn't play it back in the actual application. So that was my first and primarily biggest issue with this project. The other thing is pretty much in relation to the fact that my After Effects kept crashing on me, or it wouldn't do the playbacks properly. So certain cards, they aren't necessarily aligned correctly with the backing of the card. So you can see right here, the Joker isn't all completely aligned so that the back portion isn't showing. And that just came from the fact that every time I had to pick up where I left off on an autosave or a recovered file, some sort of aspect of my project would be not necessarily corrupted, but there'd just be issues with like the positioning, and I'd have to redo it and fix it. I did really have an easy time otherwise in regards to just general editing. So the background with the wave effect, that was before my computer started to lose the RAM capacity to run the application and run this file. And so other than that, it wasn't bad at all. There is a specific transition with the Jack card, where it just completely didn't do what I wanted it to. And I kept trying to go back and fix it as best as I could. This is the area where it flips when it's not supposed to. In the application, it stated that the positioning was correct. Like it stayed the same throughout, but for whatever reason, it still flipped. So I'm not sure what that was. I tried searching it up, couldn't figure it out. Same thing with later on over here. There wasn't an issue with it flipping. Well, there was kind of an issue with the fact that it didn't flip. Because the overall idea that I had in my mind was that the card would flip onto the main lane of where all the cards were resting. And it would be the Mermaid Casino. But the thing about it is that it doesn't flip perfectly into place like I wanted it to. It goes into the Jack card for a little bit, and then it shifts where it's supposed to be. That was a similar issue that I've been having with editing this project, again, because my Adobe kept crashing. When I tried to position it correctly, it just continuously kept pushing the wrong way. So I did the best I could. I do have previous experience editing in After Effects. About 2 semesters ago, I did a motion graphics class, so the primary goal of this project was just making sure that I could remember how the main functions worked. So things like keyframes and then the effects that you can put in, the transitions, that kind of stuff. And overall, that is pretty much it. Thank you.